is Orina Bordhon from Contact Base. We are a social enterprise, and we are running these online sessions regularly from the month of July, actually, to engage our women entrepreneurs who are part of our network. So we are very happy to have more than 250 women entrepreneurs. Most of them are first generation women-led businesses and who need a lot of support and hand-holding with regard to capacity building sessions, with regard to understanding the basics of business. So that is why we are conducting these sessions, online sessions, every Mondays and Tuesdays and also Fridays. So we are very happy to have Mr. Mitul Dash with us. So he will be delivering a very, very crucial talk on using AI and digital tools to increase productivity at work. So we are here with Mitul Dash. So let me just give you a very brief overview of the session, which is when we all are working and we have a lot of things to work, but the time is always very less. So to increase our productivity and to properly utilize the time, we always use different digital tools. And nowadays we have these repository of or various options with regard to AI, and there are several tools that helps people to increase their productivity and reduce time. So what are these different fields? What are these different digital platforms? Why is there a need to use these platforms and tools, and especially to increase your productivity? So this whole session is not only for women, but since our program is particularly looking at women, that is why we are calling for women. But I think this is absolutely applicable for any worker, for any person who is working and who has to deal with a lot of data and a lot of, primarily data. So thank you so much, Mr. Dash, for agreeing to be part of this very important session. So let me take a very brief 1 minute to talk about what you have been doing for many, many years now. So Mr. Dash is a techno marketeer with 23 plus years of professional experience. He has led digital transformation programs for brands like Tata Agrico, Excel Wall Interiors, Light Steel, Star, etc. He has a master's degree in computer science and also carries a diploma in strategic management from IIM Calcutta. He has worked with the Big Fours for the first 10 years of his career. And from then on, he has been on his entrepreneurial journey, forming brands like Magne and UrsDigitally. So we welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And it is an absolute privilege to be a part of the Training Tuesday initiative. Thanks, Arina. I believe these kind of sessions have a very interesting and important role to play. So these kind of forums, like you rightly said, not only help entrepreneurs and professionals to kind of introspect or relook at the way they are doing their things, but it also sets a tone for a social sharing. Now, when we talk about AI-enabled productivity tools, I think coincidentally, we are right now using one, which is, we are all connected through Zoom as we do this session. And I guess everyone who is present in this session will understand, realize, and feel the impact of a digital disruption, because we all are connecting from our respective base location, which could be at home or at office, or even while you are in transit somewhere. You just need a Wi-Fi and perhaps a earplug to kind of connect to this kind of a session and communicate. Now, that's the power of digital, which we have been seeing for the last 2 decades now. Perhaps what COVID did, and taking a second to kind of, realize or rather feel the trauma which we all went through while COVID impacted our lives all of a sudden. And I'm sure we all have our stories to tell. But what COVID also did, it gave a kind of another realization to people that we are living in a digital enabled world. Now, we use this in a lot of our conversation. We read books around it. We read white papers, research papers on it. But it's important to feel it, to introspect it, that today connectivity is the least of issues if you are able to understand and use the right kind of tools. Today, getting an understanding of a topic is the least of your problem if you are able to understand and realize the right kind of tools. So today's session, while I was preparing for it and I had a couple of discussions, it's an ocean. You're trying to look at the whole gamut of digital tools on various aspects, which can help you to do your business well, to do your work well, to connect with people well, and over and above, plan your business well. But what I think is, before we get into the formal presentation, and I have a few things to show you, it's important to realize that there's a fundamental question which one can ask or one can think of. If everything is slowly and steadily getting toolified, if for everything there is a tool, whether it's a chat GPT or a answer the public or a SEMrush, and please don't feel puzzled if you are not aware of some of these names, but to be honest, even being in the industry for 23 years, every hour or every day I get puzzled hearing a new tool. So if there are so many tools which can do so many things, what exactly then are our cognitive intelligence for? I mean, where do we stand in this entire space? I mean, how do I differentiate what is Mitul thinking originally versus what is he, using the tools for? And I am not going to answer this question in today's session because that's not what we are really here for. But I leave you with that thought because that's very important for all of us to understand and appreciate. Because when you look at these toolification, the influence of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, now we are in an era of generative AI. You all understand that till now, artificial intelligence was only helping you to analyze, to predict. Today, it's actually doing your work. So, which is the concept of generative AI. So when you are looking at these, tools and these concepts and these disruptions, you suddenly start feeling, create a doubt about your own worth in the process. How indispensable are you? How important is your creative skill? I had the privilege of working with a Russian analytics firm, which supposedly are coming up with a product where if you can key in some of your brand attributes and brand or business related information, it can generate creatives and videos for you. And everything will be spot on because the tool will ensure that the right kind of images, the right kind of moods, the right kind of copies are basically amalgamated together to formulate a creative or a design. So where does creativity go then? What do you learn in design then? So that's a thought on which I'm going to leave you. And then I'm going to jump to my presentation. I'm going to share a few screens slightly in a random manner. I also have a presentation. And then we will perhaps end with a small demonstration of an integration of this tool, a very small case study, which me and my colleague Shohini, who is also a part of this session, has curated for all of you. And then we leave it to that. I would like to just kind of give another pointer. What we are going to delve in is like a very deep stuff. So this 1 hour, or rather the 45-50 minutes which are available to us right now, let it just be a session where you kind of, uh, tend to understand the gamut, understand what is there available. And of course, with time, if there are more opportunities to go deeper into any one of those tools or a set of tools, it's going to be a great thing. So without further delay, I'm going to share my screen and take you through a couple of things which will allow you to kind of understand what exactly this whole concept is all about. Just bear with me for a second. I would like to, though we know that today's session is more kind of tuned towards productivity and stuff, but let me start with something which is my all-time favorite whenever I have a session on using digital tool and digital ecosystem to kind of, and especially when I'm addressing business entrepreneurs or people who aspire to formulate their own brand. I think one of the most important tool, which I'm sure all of you here would already be using in some form or the other, but if you are into mid-senior role, leadership roles, you are brand owners trying to formulate your own business, there's one tool or one platform which you really need to make your own is LinkedIn. And this is like something which is awesome, amazing. And if you are not using LinkedIn to the fullest, you are definitely missing out on something very, very important. Interestingly, the moment I open LinkedIn, you would see a window which has popped up in my profile. And what you're seeing right now is my profile view, where somebody is trying to write, I want to increase my digital presence and want to prepare a digital marketing strategy. So this is what connection is all about. And LinkedIn is basically a tool which can enable you and your organization to create awesome connectivity with your peers, with people who are looking for businesses or people like you, collaborators, opinion leaders. And if you can focus on this one tool for networking, it's going to give you rich dividends going forward. And I would just like to spend a minute or so trying to kind of highlight the kind of strength this tool brings to the table. It not only allows people to know about you and your credentials, but over and over, time and again, LinkedIn is trying to make this entire profile of yours as a mini website. I'm sure most of you here understand what a website is. Today, just by investing on LinkedIn, you can create your own website where somebody who is looking for someone like you can come, know about you, know about your skills, know about your activity, know about your education, know about the kind of companies you have worked with or formulated, know about your education background, and most importantly, they can also know about your recommendations. And I'll always remember that nothing is more powerful than word of mouth, whether that word of mouth is in a physical sense or it is in an electronic sense. So when you really plan to visit an unknown destination, be it in Manali or Shimla or Darjeeling or Rajasthan, and you want to know about a place, a hotel or a resort or whatever place you want to stay with, the one thing which everybody does today is log into a Make My Trip and try to see about that particular property. And there you find various people whom you have never known in your life writing about that property, sharing images about that property. Enter into the world of digital commerce or digitalized ecosystem, where instead of calling people whom you know, which was like 30 years back, when my father had to plan a vacation, he would call his friend. He will call some Mr. Banerjee and say, Banerjee da, you went to Darjeeling last year. Which hotel did you stay? He would give some random hotel name and my Baba would say, oh, lovely, let's go there only. But today we live in an interconnected world. So we go to Make My Trip, and in Make My Trip, somebody, Anurita or a Mary or somebody has written a comment, lovely hotel, love the ambience, love the staff behavior, and I'm sold. Not for a single minute do I think, who are these people? I don't even know them. So that's the power of word of mouth and digital word of mouth. And that's what LinkedIn does for you. It allows you to curate recommendations from your peers, from your managers, from your clients, anybody. And they are there in your profile. They are live. They are from real people. And that's exactly is what, increases your network equity. And before I kind of move to the next tool, I just wanted to show you something very interesting and hopefully something which will motivate all of you to also experiment with this platform more if you aren't doing it right now. There is a tab, or there is a view which this provides, and which is called Who Viewed Your Profile, as in who viewed my profile. And if you look at it, in the past 90 days, there are 603 people who have viewed my profile, which means on an average, every day, 6 to 7 people are visiting my profile. And not only that, if I go down, I can also see who these people are. And, I am seeing there is a online bidder who is viewing my profile. I am getting a profile view for somebody called Dr. Lokendra Rana, who is basically a PhD in management. So two kinds of people would generally visit my profile. One, people who would be interested to work with me or work for my organization. And one who would want some sort of a collaboration with me. It could be either a client or a partner or somebody. And that's the beauty. I can know about them. I can message them. I can talk to them. So this is the starting point of understanding what exactly a tool does. The nature could be different. The objective could be different. The way you use that tool can be different. But there are some fundamental things which a tool will always do. It will automate a set of things for you. So you don't need to carry your profile and go to 100 people and say, hey, look, I am Mitul Das. I have been in the industry for 23 years. I am right now the founder director of UrsDigitally. I am doing PhD on marketing strategy. Your LinkedIn does that for you. It's a 24/7 alive portal which is available to anybody who wants to know about you. You really are not paying even a single penny to LinkedIn for doing this. So every tool will come with an automation, number one. Number two is every tool is a bridge between you and something which you want to achieve. And please remember this as a thumb rule. There are thousands of tools in this world, and it is not important for you to know every one of them. But if you really want to achieve something, and you really want some sort of an expert automated help on it, that's where a tool comes in. So I want to achieve a very, very strong self profile for myself, because I am basically right now owning more than one brands. And I want that due to my network, due to my network credibility, my brand should get more business and get more visibility. That's why I have a tool called LinkedIn on which I want to invest my time. And this is point number 3. So automation, point number 1, a bridge between you and the objectives which you want to meet is point number 2. And third is investment of time. Any tool is as good as the amount of time you can invest on that tool. I mean, there is no shortcut to it, unfortunately. Just by having a tool makes no sense. There are thousands of people in this country or in this city who have LinkedIn profiles, but do they invest time on it? Are they trying to write or update it with new information? So today, if you come to my LinkedIn profile, and if you see that my last update is in 2018, the first thing you will feel is either this guy has stopped growing from 2018 or he simply doesn't use this platform. So you will never come back to know me from this tool. So there's no point in having this tool. So if you want to use certain tool, you need to understand what objective it is meeting, what kind of automation it is doing for you, and you need to invest your time. So that's what LinkedIn does for you. Number two, I'm going to flip between a few set of tools before like I said, I kind of give you a structured presentation, because for me, whenever I am addressing these kind of forums, presentation is just like summary of all what I have already spoken. So now, very, very importantly, let's look at another tool, and I am sure many of you are familiar with it. Now, this is called QR code. Now, what's QR code? I think post-COVID, everybody in this ecosystem has become aware of QR code, because whenever you are talking about a contactless service with your consumer, the only way to move ahead is to have a QR code. So you're going to a fine dine restaurant, or you are going to a 5-star place, or even you're going to a local place where you really do not want people to, have a physical touch menu card and all that. The simplest of thing is that you create a QR code, put it on the table so that somebody can scan that QR code and get to know about the menu and everything. Now, there's a very simple tool which allows you as a business user to use a QR code or to generate a QR code. You really do not want to rely on any, service provider to help you on this. So if you are a business person, if you are willing to create a QR code, there is a tool called qrcodegenerator.com. It is qrcodegenerator.com. What it does, it simply tells you to basically go and give your URL or website or anything for which you want to generate the QR code. Simple 2 steps. You write your URL, and on the right-hand side, your QR code gets generated. Now, that's the fourth very important point for a tool. It empowers you. So I'm going to repeat this, and I'm going to repeat this in the session a couple of times so that it is etched in your memory. Tool is equal to automation. Tool is equal to meeting my desired objective. Tool is equal to investing right kind of time and effort. Tool is equal to empowerment. So what does a tool do for you? If you as a business owner, so there are many business owners or businesspreneurs or entrepreneurs who are right now in this session. And once more, a big thanks to all of them for being here on a Tuesday morning. And of course, to Contact Base to arrange this kind of a session. But so if you are a business person and who owns a store, you have a store for something, whatever that something is. It could be carpets, you're selling carpets, you're selling handicraft goods, whatever. And you want that anybody who comes to your store should give you a review on Google. Simple. You all know what Google review on Google is. So you want to just tell people that please give me a review on Google. What do? You basically go to this site, you generate a QR code, you link this QR code to a Google profile of yours so that if somebody is scanning this QR code, he or she reaches to your Google profile, and you just get your reviews from the person who has walked into your store. And if he does that, you can gift him a small memento or a small discount. So that's the toolification element. That's where the objective comes into play. If you do not have any objective of generating QR codes for yourself or for your business, there is absolutely no reason for you to know how qrcodegenerator.com works. So that's what QR code does. Okay. So now we move to the third kind of a tool. And this is my all-time favorite. Yeah, I mean, a bigger favorite than a chat GPT, which we will come in a minute. Now, this is called answerthepublic.com. And please do not worry about these names in our presentation. We've tried to compile them. And if there is something missing, we can always, get back to you with these. So this is a topic selection tool. Now, what happens is many a time when you are trying to create some sort of a promo content for your business, for your product, for your service, for your concept, you are stuck because you really don't know what to write about it. So, and I'm giving you a very, very interesting example, which is a real life example of one of my clients. Now, this client of mine is into blended teas. So what they do is they blend 2 or 3 variation of tea to create a fantastic product. And it's a premium product for tea connoisseurs who like a certain kind of aroma, liquor strength, flavor in their teas. That's for them. Now, we were marketing this brand. And the difficult part is when you're marketing a brand, you need to create a lot of content around the brand on social media, on blogs, on multiple websites. It's all about content, right? So now what content do I create? What am I going to write about blended teas? I have no idea. I have never worked on blended teas. Now that is exactly where this is an idea generation tool. I just write blended tool. I write country as India and look what it gives me. And you will be amazed. What it does give me is basically this. It's a wheel which tells me what are people talking about when it comes to blended tea. What is blended tea at Starbucks? Why is blending necessary for tea? How to make blended tea? How to blend tea tree oil? Can black tea reduce weight? So, I mean, immediately you are hit with a stream of ideas. Because see, what happens, you need to always understand one of the thumb rule of communication or marketing, though this is not a communication or marketing session, one of the thumb rules of communication marketing is it doesn't matter how much of content or how much of ads you are generating. It only matters how much of relevant content you are producing. And what do you mean by relevant? If a person is looking for some answers, and if you are a brand providing that answer, that's what real marketing is all about. So first and foremost, it's important to understand what are brands really looking, what are consumers really looking for. And this wheel actually gives you that idea. It's a phenomenally good tool. There are many such tools, but there's a phenomenally lightweight tool where you can write any topic, 2 words, 3 words, single word, and it will give you an idea wheel that why are people discussing this? What are they discussing? Who are they discussing with? So you can understand all the aspects and facets of your next steps. So this is one very important idea generation tool. So we saw a LinkedIn, which is a social networking tool. We saw a QR code generator, which is basically a tool which generates asset for you, which you can use in your business. Then we saw Answer the Public, which is basically an idea generation tool. Now let's look at another very interesting category of tool, which is called business benchmarking or comparison or knowing your competition, KYC. Now this KYC is not know your consumer, but it's know your competition. You will all be aware, people who are in leadership roles or people who are businesspreneurs, entrepreneurs, that one of the most important thing whenever you are formulating a business, now that business could be a manufacturing unit, a service business, or even a NGO or an NPO, it's important to know who your competition is. What are they doing? What kind of work are they doing? And this tool, which is called SEMrush, is basically a fantastic tool which allows you to do competition analysis in the most comprehensive manner. I might be, not aware of if there is anything better in this domain or category, But I believe personally, after using SEMrush for a couple of years now, there is no tool which compares to the level of comprehensiveness this particular tool will give you. Now, what does it do? And I'll give you a live example. Suppose today, few people who are in this particular session suddenly decide to open their own digital marketing company. So what would you like to do then? You would like to first look at few of your competition which are there locally. So say, for example, I own one such agency, which is called www.UrsDigitally.com. So what will you do? You will go and type www.UrsDigitally.com and you will search. And you will get any and every information you want to know about it. Of course, you will need to interpret this particular output, but you can know everything. Who are coming to their website? From where are they coming? What are the keywords they are using in Google to search for UrsDigitally.com? Because remember, if you are creating a competitive company or agency to UrsDigitally, you would need to eat a pie of their search. So if somebody is searching and Arena is the search result, if I want to take that consumer, I have to appear in that search so that people reach Mitul first and Arena later. So that's what you want to do. You want to know what is UrsDigitally doing, what are the keywords for which they are ranking, so it gives you all the keywords. So where am I ranking? So people are coming to UrsDigitally from a keyword called digital marketing agency in Kolkata. So today, if I have to outbeat or outpace UrsDigitally, I have to create my own stamp on this particular keyword. Of course, in this session, again, we are not going into those how to do it, but these are like giving you an idea. So from a LinkedIn, a social networking tool, to a QR code generator, a digital asset generator, to answer the public, which is an idea generator, to a SEMrush, which is a competitive benchmarking tool. We are seeing the gamut. And like I said, you have to remember the thumb rules before you get into the depth of tool. Automation, time investment, bridge between you and your objectives, and empowerment. So finally, no discussion gets completed unless and until you look at the ChatGPT. Of course, this is a rage today, a very, very tricky customer for every business at this point of time. I'll just share a small anecdotal story that today, when we are interviewing people for content writing role, we are actually not allowing them to use internet, because we do not then know whether whatever they have written is their original content or they have taken it from ChatGPT. So that's one side of ChatGPT which we are not delving into right now. By the way, ChatGPT already is facing certain governance, legal issues in few countries. But as a business owner, as a business person, ChatGPT-like tool can give you an immense amount of empowerment. And I'll give you an example, which I curated today morning for this particular session only, where I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I want to know the AI tools which are actually used for productivity. And you can see what it does for me. It tells me, it gives me a couple of categories and it gives me a couple of tools. So again, I would actually try to put this tool under the umbrella of idea generation. Please remember, we all are unique. If there are 17 people or 16 people sitting in this room or sitting in this session, the reason we all have a different name and a different identity is because of our cognitive intelligence. Cognition is what makes human beings different. If you have read the book called Homo sapiens or Sapiens, you will understand that cognitive is what has actually enabled us to be the fastest species to rise on the food chain. We have had the fastest evolution, something which like a beast like dinosaur could not match. So our cognitive strength is what differentiates us. And what is cognitive strength? It's intuition, it's guts, it's an ability or eerie ability to kind of feel that by doing this, this can happen. Whenever you are toolifying yourself, whenever you are carrying a toolbox, do not forget to carry that cognitive intelligence with you. And this is an example which I love to give in every session. Two doctors coming out of the same medical college, equally good in their art. One doctor just comes in and tells you to do 100 tests and tries to diagnose you basis the test result. There's another doctor who looks for body symptoms, who looks at your lifestyle, who looks at your behavioral symptoms. He also tells you to do some tests, but he does those tests to validate his hypothesis. And that is what makes him a great doctor. Because you as a human need to have your own structural thinking. You need to have your own hypothesis. And then you can use these tools to really figure out, automate things, empower yourself. But if I really do not know what I'm going to achieve, and I'm just trying to use these tools like mad because some Mitul Das has told me in some session that OpenAI is good, LinkedIn is good, then I'm going to waste my time. Nothing fruitful is going to come out of it. So with that, I am going to quickly take you to the presentation. I think most of what I have already shown you should suffice, but I'm just still going to push this so that we can summarize whatever we have spoken so far. So what is artificial intelligence? A very, very discussed, debated topic. So artificial intelligence is nothing but an intelligence which can be derived by software or programs or machines. So just to give you an understanding and making it as non-technical as possible, earlier when you used to write a software program or a IT solution, it used to just do some automation. It just was told that if I type 2 plus 3, you will answer 5. Like you all use calculators and all. So it was built on a logic, and it was a logic machine that you tell it a task to do, it will do that task day in, day out, without failure, without any issues, without any problem, on time, blah, blah, blah. Then there was an evolution, and people came up with an idea that why don't we use this computing power or this software power to also do some tasks which requires intelligence and thinking. And what do you mean by that? For example, can I build a software or a program or a solution which can identify colors? And if I give it a color or a box of colors, it can tell me which are the colors which are primary and which are secondary. Now, please try to understand, when you are talking about these kind of tasks, it is not a simple software, logic software which can do it. Again, I'll give one more example. Can I build a software which can recognize a face, which is called a facial recognition? It's a difficult task. Why? Because my face can actually come in multiple ways. I can smile sometime, I can frown sometime, I can look very serene sometime, I can look very stressed sometimes. So there can be millions and millions of photographs which can match my face. So if I'm trying to build a logic or a software which does facial recognition, it needs to have some sort of an intelligence built into it. Now that's the domain of artificial intelligence. That's what you do or learn when you learn to code or develop solutions on artificial intelligence. Coming back, as a business user, we are basically you understanding artificial intelligence with a definition of AI plays a pivotal role in business productivity, driving efficiency, decision making, blah, blah, blah. So whenever you are trying to make your work more efficient, try to use a tool. Whenever you are trying to look at new innovations, trends, try to use a tool. Whenever you are trying to derive insights from data, I showed you in SEMrush. You give UrsDigitally.com, it gives the entire kacha chitta of that company. Now, if you have to do that manually, it's a humongous task. You really can't achieve it. You can't do it. It's going to be impossible for you to do it. So that is where these AI tools play a very, very important role. And now what I've done in this presentation is I've tried giving some buckets or segments of this tool. So for example, if you are trying to get into a situation where you want to do automatic creation of content and marketing as a business user. So you're a very small business user. You really can't hire a marketing team. You really can't hire an agency, but you will have to create a leaflet, a pamphlet, a flyer, an ad, or a video. You can use tools like ChatGPT, Filmora, Canva to quickly do a quick job for you. Of course, the quality will not be a production quality, but you will get a lot of value or empowerment. Number two, as a business user, you might need to do a lot of customer relationship management. I would like to know more about my client who comes to my store, who buys product from me, who inquires about me. I want to keep in touch with them. How do I do it? I can't do it manually. I can't do it in Excel because it's going to be a cumbersome job. Trust me. There you have players like Zoho and all who have come with their CRM tools, ZOHO, Zoho CRM, and at a cost of very meager, something around 250, 300 rupees per month, you can let your entire customer relationship management happen through Zoho. So that's on to customer relationship management. I want more and more people to have meeting with me. How do I schedule those meetings? I can't afford a secretary. So I am getting messed up every day. Most of the days I am actually getting into a situation where on a particular time of a day, say 11 o'clock in the morning, I've got 3 meetings because I never realized that I've already got a meeting on that slot. What comes to your help is a tool like Calendly, Calendly. What does it do? It does the entire scheduling for you. So if you are using a Calendly link on your email signature or anywhere, people can simply click it, go see your open slots and book it. If any slot is already pre-booked, that slot will not be shown. Amazing. It just makes your life so simple. Social media. We all know we live in a social media world. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube. Most of the time, whenever we have spoken to small and medium business owners, they say, I really don't know how to manage my profiles. This is so much. I don't have so much of time. Wish I could have had a tool where I would have just scheduled my content and it would have posted it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Hootsuite, a very simple tool, HOOTSUITE, Hootsuite. You just go and put some content in Hootsuite, like your creative, video, infographic, whatever. And you tell that Monday post it on Facebook, Wednesday post it on Instagram, Friday post it on YouTube. It will do it automatically. And you will just get a report at the end of the day. So your work, productivity, your operations become very seamless. So these are a set of tools which allow you and help you to understand how things are done. So in my next slides, which I'm not going to definitely read out at this point of time, we have tried giving you some basic description of how these tools work, what they do. So I've already spoken about Calendly. I've already spoken about Hootsuite. Um, so, what exactly is happening right now? We are in a battle. And I don't know whether you have I mean, I'm sure most of you would relate to this example. You have these dance shows which happen in the reality shows which happen in television, uh, Dance Bangla Dance or Superstar India, whatever. I don't remember the exact names. Now, there is a round in that dance reality shows which is called the prop round, where you have to dance with a prop. So you have to take a pole or whatever. The judge gives you a prop and you have to dance with the prop. Now, while you're dancing with the prop, you can't forget the dancing, right? So it's just, I mean, if I give you a prop, which is a pole, you can't just stand on the screen and start, rotating the prop in your hand. You have to dance with the prop. Your dance has to become far better with the prop. Now, that is exactly the story with these AI-enabled tools. You need to do better what you are doing using these tools. Unfortunately, we also see scenarios of, cases where using the tool, people forget their original skills. At so much of chat GPT usage that they forget that they also have a innate ability to write proper original content. So you need to be very careful, like I said. So like they say, the future belongs to those who embrace AI, innovate and adapt. And here the key word is innovate. Please use tools for innovation. Please use tools for automation. Please use tools to make your entire things faster and smarter. But please don't forget to use your own cognitive sensibilities, because that's what differentiates you. With that, I'm going to take a pause. My colleague Shohini quickly would show you a very small case study, 5 minutes, and then we are ready for summarizing this presentation and doing what if there is a need to do any QA. Shohini, all yours.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to everyone present here. So, since we have a time crunch, I'll like to give you a demo of two tools. One is ChatGPT and the second one is Canva. So we use these two tools in our day-to-day life, and it helps us a lot in do a lot of work in a short span of time. So first, I'm gonna show you how do we use Canva. So I'll take a moment and share the screen. So as Sir mentioned in his presentation that ChatGPT helps us create content in a few minutes, which usually would take long if you do it manually. So either you want to draft minutes of the meeting or you draft an email in a formal way, it can help you do that. Also, another thing which is very important. So if you want to run a business on a digital platform, for us, there are different assets that we work with. One is your website where we do SEO, and for that we need SEO optimized blogs. So for that, a lot of research, a lot of content research, competition research is needed. So that entire effort can be minimized using ChatGPT. So what you need to do is you need to have a topic on which you want to create the blog. You need to have the keywords on which you want to write the blog. Uh, so since ChatGPT and other AI tools which Sir spoke about, those are like, as Sir said, they help you do the work. Now, if you consider a human being and you give him or her a lot of instruction at one go, there is a possibility that the work won't be done the way you want it to be done. So in ChatGPT, if we give instruction one by one, it gives you better results. So for a SEO blog, suppose you want to write a SEO blog on healthy lifestyle for working women. So the first instruction that we can give to ChatGPT is help me write SEO optimized blog on healthy lifestyle for working women. Now, if you put enter, if you click enter here, ChatGPT would start writing the blog for you. But at this moment, you don't want the blog to be written by ChatGPT because you need to give the other instructions, as in the keywords, the word limit, the tone of the blog, etc. So what we can do, we tell ChatGPT that you don't need to write the blog now. Just confirm that you understood my instruction. So this tells ChatGPT that it needs to understand what I am telling. And then when I tell to write the blog, it will start writing it. So now if you put enter, next instruction could be the title. So we can tell ChatGPT that please give the blog a exciting title that would grab the attention of the working women. Now again, we need to write the same statement that you don't need to write the blog now, just confirm that you understood. The next instruction and the very important instruction is the keyword. So we can give the keyword and ask the ChatGPT to write the block according to the keyword. So the primary keyword would be benefit of healthy lifestyle and add this keyword twice. Once in the introduction paragraph and the second in the conclusion part. The last instruction for this blog would be the word count. Now, since I have given all the instruction one by one and ChatGPT confirmed that it has understood what needs to be done, I will just ask to now write the blog. Now, as you can see, you have the blog in front of you in a few seconds. Without ChatGPT, this entire activity would have taken a SEO content writer minimum 2.5 hours. But now, with the help of ChatGPT, it can be done within a few minutes. So this is one way of using ChatGPT. The second tool that I would like to show you is Canva. So we use this tool for designing content for our social media. Now, if you go to create a design, you would get a lot of options that what you need to design today. So I'll go to Instagram post. Now in the Canva library, you would see there are set templates which you can use. Suppose you want to design content for Ganesh Chaturthi, you can simply select one design which you like the most, put your logo, put your website URL, and you are done with the creative. So this is how these tools can be used, and you can reduce your manual effort and create more content within short span of time. So yes, if you have any other query regarding any other tool which Sir spoke, or anything that you have in your mind, you can mail us the same. We would try to get back to you with the answers and demo. And if required, we can schedule another session to give you the demo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shohini. That was very interesting. Just to summarize what Shohini showed, I believe you understood that, what I said as 4 or 5 tenets to using a tool, time investment. So whenever you are trying to let ChatGPT work for you, you need to understand you are letting ChatGPT work for you. It's not like uh, you are working for ChatGPT. So what Shohini showed beautifully was how she first fed the ChatGPT with instruction regarding a blog. And then when she told finally, so it's like she's giving a briefing to another person that this is my word count, this is my keyword, this is what I want to do, this is my target audience. And that's where your cognitive sensing or your experience comes in handy. You need to know what you are expecting out of it. And then ChatGPT gave you the whole stuff. Similar, Canva, a very important tool, recommended that all business users, small and medium, who want to quickly generate their own creative, especially on this Diwali, Kali Pujo, Durga Pujo, Holi, Ganesh Chaturthi, you might need to send a wish to your, subscribers or customers. You can just quickly take a small subscription of Canva, create a good creative using your logo and everything, and send it out. You don't need any designer or anyone. So that brings us to the end of what we wanted to present. I really hope we made some sense. We gave you some things to introspect, and like Shohini said, anything needed in future, we will be more than happy to help.
Thank you so much, Mitul. Thank you so much, Shohini. I think these tools and the way you present it, these are very essential. And I personally realized that many of these tools I was not aware of. So when you were explaining, I tried to find out from Google and pasted it in the chat box, all the links. So those of you who are there in our session, if you want to use these different tools, you can check these chat box. Otherwise, what we'll try to do is we'll try to collate all these links and then share it on our social media pages and also on WhatsApp to you personally, because the whole idea is to create awareness with regard to the presence of these tools and in order to work more productively. So thank you so much. And there were some participants who were joining and who are from Bangladesh. So we have our partners, we are working with them. They are social enterprises based out of Bangladesh. And we also have Northeast Network, which is a feminist organization working with these women entrepreneurs and the SHGs in the northeastern part of the country. We also had Pranjal Konvar from IIM-CIP. So they all joined, and I was actually looking at the participant list and getting very excited because unlike other sessions today, we had more of the professionals who are not really entrepreneurs, but I think they were interested to know about these tools in order to have more ease access in their work. We also have Lubna, who is from Tata Electronics from Bangalore. So thank you so much for joining. I know Mitul does not have much time, but still, can I ask quickly for 2 or 3 questions if they have? with permission from Mitul.
I am really sorry. I have a hard
Right,
stop at 12
right,
because I have a
okay.
meeting at 12:30,
Okay,
which I have to
okay.
just rush. So my
No
car is
issue.
waiting. Yeah.
So I'll ask all our participants to please share with us. You have my contact number, you have our social media handles. Please share with us whatever questions you have and how you liked the session. If you have anything, any feedback for Mitul, for the team, please let us know. And thank you so much for participating. Thank you,
Thank
Mitul.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. It was
Thank
a
you,
privilege.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.